Hey nerds, how you guys doing tonight? Thanks for coming in, tuning in to another tip video. I'm really excited to share this tip. This tip has changed my shaving. It's been an excellent tip. I found it on the Badger and Blade forum, which if you haven't been on Badger and Blade, I highly recommend you go check it out. It's an awesome resource. Great people on there. You can post questions, ask questions. They get back to you quick. I've learned some great things from being on that forum, so check it out. But this tip is about using a shim for your blade. So the reason I started using a shim was I was starting to get some pretty bad irritation on my neck. So I went on the forum, asked the question, how can I help my irritation? One of the guys said, hey, you might want to try using a shim. And the reason you get irritation is because on some of these razors, on some of the handles, they have a really narrow base plate. And what that allows is when the blade's sitting on there, it allows the blade to flex a little bit as it's cutting through your hair, especially if you have coarser hair. I know there's guys out there with much coarser beards than I have, but what was happening is the blade would flex a little bit and it will pull the hairs out a little bit before it cuts them, which will cause you to have irritation. Putting a shim on there holds your blade more rigid, and it allows for that blade it keeps the blade from flexing, which allows it to cut cleaner and smoother, and the irritation has gone way down since I've started using a shim. And they're pretty simple to make. What I do is I take an old blade that I've already used, that's already worn out, I'm done using it. You take that and you cut off with a pair of scissors. You cut off the very fine cutting edge surface. So just right that very narrow edge of the blade, you're going to cut off the cutting edge. Then you take that, after you cut it off, put it onto your handle first, and then put the new blade over it. So what this will do is act as it helps widen the base plate, keeping your blade more rigid. So all you gotta do is I take some paper towel and I put it down in my sink first, so that way when I'm done cutting off the edge, I can just fold it up and throw it away. I don't worry about the little pieces flying anywhere. Take that, and then just a pair of regular scissors. These are just some regular craft scissors that we have. They're not tin snips, they're nothing special, just regular scissors, and you just cut off that fine edge. So we'll just do that real quick. Oh, and be very careful. Make sure your hands are dry when you're doing this. Make sure your fingers are dry. You don't want the blade slipping around your hand. Even though this is a used blade, it's still super sharp enough to cut you pretty good. So make sure you have a good grip on it. Make sure your fingers are dry. So here we go. Okay, so one side's done. Flip it over. Cut off the other side. Okay, so both cutting edges are cut off of the blade, so then when you place that onto your handle, it makes your base plate a lot wider. One thing you do have to be careful of this, it is going to increase your blade gap. So it's going to make your razor a little bit more aggressive. So be prepared when you go to shave. If you use a shim, I recommend you try it out. See if you like it or not. If you don't like it, just stop using it. But if you do try it out, if you do use it, know that your blade will be, your razor is going to be a little more aggressive because there's a little more blade gap now, a little more cutting edge. So just be careful of that. So thanks for checking this out, guys. Give it a shot, comment, let me know what you think, let me know how it works for you. Please subscribe, please share. If you have any other tips that you want to share with people, let me know, and I'll try to do a video of it. I'll give it a shot and we'll see how it works. So have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.